10 in the morning, but I don't care. I just got so excited. So, Jason, I'm seeing posts all weekend. I know we're friends, sort of. So I'm like, hey, come on. My people want to know. Give me Rea updates. You never even respond. And I'm like, well, F that guy. But then
he's putting on the race.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But then you made up for it because you showed me a picture of Rea, who I've actually seen look like this before. And I thought, perfect, right? This is Rea in her best endurance out of her mind self. Let's definitely get her on the phone. She'll probably say something inappropriate. It will be awesome.
Chelsea here too.
Okay, awesome.
It's a math side chat.
Chelsea.
Hi.
Did my advice help you at the Spartan Games?
What was your advice again?
Joe is going to make you do stupid stuff right from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah, I was prepared. Thanks.
I said it might not happen, but it probably will.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me, Rea, what you did this weekend?
We did Expedition Oregon, or America's toughest race. 300-mile expedition adventure race we just finished. How long did it take us? 4 days and a half?
Yeah.
Took us 4.5 days.
No, just under 90. You guys came in at like 93 hours.
93 hours. We got 4 hours of sleep. Our navigator got 0. And we were second. We're the first reverse co-ed. We think we're the first reverse co-ed team to place on a podium in the Adventure Racing World Series race. So
wouldn't Jason know? Jason and Chelsea, you guys are in this world. Wouldn't you be the ones who would know this stuff?
We think so, but we need to verify.
Yeah, I mean, this is not a very normal thing. There's very few. Like, there have been some 2 female, 2 male teams that have done well occasionally, and there just aren't that many that race as 3 females and 1 man. Usually, if the women, I mean, it's just been a weird sport with the co-ed nature and just the way it's grown up. So it's pretty amazing to see. You basically put 4 amazing athletes together, and 3 of them happen to be women, and they just freaking crush it. And they giggle a lot more. Every transition area, like, you're just like, are these like 16-year-old high school girls? It also helps when they're sleep deprived, and they've also had a shot of whiskey at the finish line. That was the official finish. They had to take a shot of whiskey.
Yeah.
Okay, so Rea, talk to me about preparing for this race.
Well, I didn't paddle. So after paddling for 100 kilometers, my shoulder was really hurting the rest of the race. But the rest I just did like what I normally do. I trained like I normally do.
But your normal training is just, hey guys, I'm going to go bike for a gazillion hours, and then maybe tomorrow I'll run for a gazillion hours. Like, do you have any sort of plan?
I have a plan. I have a coach.
Okay.
So, yeah.
You're not just like Ryan Atkins, who just kind of makes it up as he goes.
I'm pretty sure Ryan has a plan too. But yeah, I don't make it up as I go.
Okay. All right. Well, so what was your least favorite part of this race?
Our least favorite part was the last 24 hours. Our navigator got tired, so we had to navigate.
Yeah, didn't go well.
We got very lost. We almost walked our entire team off of a cliff with bikes. And then our navigator laid down on the side of the road and didn't want to ride 20 miles.
Dude, is Jason's radio on or something? You got to turn that off.
No, sorry.
No.
Rainwater?
No, they're just people talking because
it's a finish line.
It's a finish line.
Oh,
there's a lot going on.
Well, you shouldn't turn on the phone at the finish line.
Well,
the steps are right beyond the finish. Our steps are right at the finish line.
No, we're finishing on the courthouse in Prineville. Like, we're on the courthouse. There's cop cars everywhere, and we've been hobos all night waiting for all the teams finishing. It's been great.
Okay.
So we're on the actual.
He's working.
Yeah, we still got like 20 teams to finish, if we're lucky.
How many started?
there were 36 teams to start, and these guys are second.
Is there a cash prize?
There is a cash prize.
Oh, there is?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
They weren't racing for the money. They're racing for the love of the sport. I love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, but there is a cash prize.
Oh, cool.
I
And
can
what
get those McDonald's fries.
the third, you guys can go to McDonald's.
Chelsea, why do you not look as dirty as Rea?
I don't.
No.
No.
Well, and unfortunately, their third teammate, Katie, looks
Notice
even better.
notice how I say Chelsea, but Jason still talks.
I know that's the same way you are, dude. People don't ask you to talk, and you talk all the time. So.
That's not true. I only talk when spoken to. So Chelsea, why do you look so less dirty? Look at your faces. Look how different they look. You can't tell?
Yeah, I don't know.
If you look into the camera, right, you can see she looks like she slept. She looked like she took a dirt nap. And you look okay. It's not the same when you get a little bit closer.
I don't. Yeah.
I think Scott needs me. So
Okay.
I'll be back maybe.
Yeah, they've got other interviews to do.
Well, that's it. I get 5 minutes. That's it.
You didn't answer when we first called.
Because I've been talking to people.
Well,
All
Well,
right,
now I
Rea,
gotta talk. to people.
Ray, call
I'll
me
be
when you
back.
wake up in a couple days.
okay.
Okay.
All right, bye.
All right. See, I just wanted to give you a call since I was thinking about you and never got back
No,
to you.
dude,
So.
no, Jason, seriously, I do appreciate it because I know you're.
Yeah.
I know that you're busy running a race. So, but I do want to ask though. Your wife, doesn't she help you plan the races and then she gets to race? Is that an unfair advantage? Do people ever complain about that?
I mean, she. Have you ever know anything about my wife and maps? No, we keep a really good like separation. She helps with sponsorships and organization of like that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
then-
and I don't know how to navigate at
But
all.
she doesn't get to know anything about the course.
Yeah.
So
And
she
we
gets-
have two very young boys, and so we split our time training and taking care of them. So
But I'm honestly most scared because when I put like really difficult things in the race, I am always thinking, is like Chelsea gonna like that difficulty or is she gonna hate me at the end? And there was a little bit of both in this race.
yeah.
Right.
Where she come back.
Can-
But luckily, what I found out is that Rea likes a lot of the stuff, so she'd come in and say that was awesome, and Chelsea was like, no, it wasn't. So back and forth.
Well, Jason, even before COVID, trying to plan a race over, miles and miles in different counties, I assume that can't be easy to begin with. And now, in the last, year, talk to me about how that's gone.
I mean, we feel really lucky because so many of the World Series races have been canceled this year. World Championships is still in doubt, but it's one of the nice things about the land managers here is we got to show them all Eco Challenge. We got to tell them that nobody was ever going to see anybody, and we chose a county to start it in. So the race started really remote in a tiny county that basically doesn't have any people. So its COVID can't be up. And so it was like the one county in Oregon that wasn't in extreme risk during our race start. Even though they only lasted for 4 miles in that county, it was pretty nice because like we took them somewhere where there's no risk. And so the permits, that's the permitting county, right? For the race start.
Oh, is that how it works? You only have to deal with this county it starts in?
You have to deal with them all, but the big thing is the race start because that's the only time people are gathered, right?
Got it.
So once the race starts, there's no gathering. Like even at the finish line where it's going to be a really dispersed award ceremony and all that stuff. But so all we had to do is get them there, and then we're in this county where we can gather in 250 people groups, and then we immediately pack raft into a county where it's extreme risk. So I mean it's a little magic, but it worked, and we had the counties behind us obviously because they want stuff to happen. So
Is our buddy Renee out there too?
Renee is actually in a battle for third place right now. Renee and Max King.
Cool.
I think they're going to lose it because I think they've gone crazy. These guys went crazy and almost lost it. And I think Renee and Max have never been awake this long. And they just stopped in the middle of the reservoir and they haven't moved. So I think they're sleeping and floating in the reservoir right now.
Well, listen, you'd be a good guy to ask this. I'm doing a backyard ultra race, which is last person standing.
Yeah.
So you run once an hour every hour until there's one person left.
Yep.
So an easy race would be about 24 hours, but this one's probably going to go more like 36 to 40. Would you give me any tips on staying awake?
Oh, so you're actually racing it?
Yes, sir.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I mean, how aggressive are you?
Well, that's the thing. Speed doesn't matter because it's a loop.
No.
You want to be slow.
How aggressive are you with staying awake?
Well, I've never gone. That's the thing. I've done a few 24-hour events. I've never gone, much more than that.
Right. The two things that may work better than caffeine. I mean, caffeine, obviously, and you can't use modafinil because that's probably illegal, right?
I didn't even know what it was, but now I'm sure people are Googling it. But go ahead.
Oh, modafinil. It's definitely WADA illegal because it's amazing. But one thing is Tabasco on your balls will definitely keep you awake. Oh, are you gonna do it now? Uh-oh, where'd he go?
Ladies and gentlemen, I literally dropped the mic because yes, so would pulling out my fingernails with a fucking pair of pliers, but it doesn't even want to do it.
Okay, but no, hold on. There's no lasting damage for Tabasco on your balls. Pulling out your fingernails, then you don't have fingernails forever.
Now I have to ask you, is this something you've done in a race? Because I'm sure it will work. Have you done this?
Of course. Yeah, I've done it to my teammates too. I'm not going to explain more than that, but that's enough. Yeah.
So your team's like in the middle of nowhere. They're falling asleep. You're like, all right, well, one way to get them moving.
Yeah, pretty much.
Little Tabasco in the vagine.
I mean, if you just open, like pull open the waistband and drop a few drops in there, that's all you need to do. And then you keep running. It'll move all over the place.
This is amazing. I like half the people listening are like, Matt, he's trolling you, but I think I might try.
I mean, like if you're desperate, like there's a time for me, and actually, like I think Rea was doing this, or like for adventure racers, when you get really tired, you'll fall asleep riding downhill on your mountain bike, which is not a good thing.
You could die, right?
Right. And so I do that really bad. It's like my biggest weakness as a racer. I literally get wind in my face on a 20-mile-an-hour mountain bike ride and I pass out. And it's happened for years. And so I have to do crazy stuff to stay awake because you don't want to stop and sleep. And in your backyard ultra, you get maybe, 20 minutes per lap or whatever.
No. You get far by the end. Like I'll have about like 8 to 12 minutes period per lap to do everything, eat whatever. Okay. So if I get to sleep, it'll be like 3 minutes at a time, later on in the race.
Yeah. So that's going to be rough. Yeah. So you're going to have to, especially for those last laps where you're just desperate to get 1 or 2 more laps in to push the other competitors into the ground. Right. I've watched some of these things and they get pretty brutal. People are crying, man. But the Tabasco sauce gives you an excuse. So you're not crying.
Let me ask you this because I am 100% serious. I mean, I believe you. The pain that we're in, I assume it subsides and then you're still sleepy, or no, it really like gets your whole body going.
It'll get your whole body going. The capsaicin. Yeah.
Hot flashes.
It's pretty intense. I mean, you can't do this every lap because that would be bad for you.
No, I would not.
Right. But yeah, I mean that's definitely one of the kinder tricks that we've used that lasts. Like you want something that lasts for a long time. Like slapping yourself or anything like that. That's that'll wake you up for 2 seconds and then you just fall asleep again.
Right. No, I never thought about that bike thing before because like when I've done a 24-hour race, I have woken up and I'm off trail. Like I'm just walking though. I'm like zombie walking and I'm just kind of off trail and whoops, let me get back to where I'm going. On a moving vehicle like a bike, that's scary because like we've all done that in the car, right? But bike sounds even scarier.
Yeah. It's but that's luckily that doesn't happen to that was happening to your navigator, right? Yeah, Joseph the navigator was really
literally falling asleep going downhill.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, last thing. Thank you again for doing this, for thinking of me, of your million of ideas going on while you're RDing. But what is the latest with the show? Obviously, COVID messed us all up. Everyone wants to know what's happening with the show, if anything.
You mean the Eco Challenge?
Correct.
Yeah, they announced that they're still shopping and basically to hold tight, right? So I know the production and race crew is ready. Like they've got a course approved in Patagonia with like legendary race director Stefan. So we're all just keeping our fingers crossed. But in the meantime, it's like there's a robust scene in the U.S. Like we had an amazing field out here, and that was just the American team. So it's moving ahead, whether it's, you know, Eco Challenge with a huge budget or this kind of thing with a more modest budget. The sport's gonna keep keep going and hopefully drawing some great athletes from some of the other sports like OCR too.
So
It's
tell
been
me
out here.
Tell me what else is out there.
Um,
Like what's coming up that people could pay attention to or sign up for even.
Yeah, I mean, there's, the big races are nationals and world championships, and then there's just a whole bunch of amazing
Bend
like,
racing.
Yeah, we've got a 24, 36-hour race. Ben
And a
Racing has a
12-hour.
couple, and then like the girl that was on Katie's team puts on a 24-hour race in Colorado. There's a 24-hour race in Wyoming. So there's a lot of good rugged introductions to it. 24 hours is still a long race, so. It's really cool. Every race in the U.S. has been sold out since Eco Challenge came out. It's awesome, which just means the competition is higher. It's more fun, and there's a lot more races out there. So it's, honestly, it's a little bit like probably OCR in the early days. There's some really slick organizations. There's some really grassroots organizations, but you're still out there, learning about the sport. So.
Right. Well, I've become buddies with what's his name? Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. I'm sorry, guys. It's Sunday morning. I have a good excuse. Who's the race director from the last one?
Kevin Hodder.
Yeah. Kevin and I have been talking a bunch.
Yeah, Kevin's great. He was supposed to do this race, but he's awesome. He's turning into an adventure racer now. He's doing a bunch of races.
Well, I thought he started out as one and then he became like a producer. No.
No, I think it was just like a climbing guide and like he's never really done an expedition race as a racer. So he's really into it now. He's doing a couple races in Canada and he's awesome. He's really good. Like he's obviously, like he's just taking all the things he knows from the race director side and being a really good athlete. So yeah, he's awesome.
All right, Kevin, I know you're listening. Please don't have your feelings hurt. I'm sorry. I'm dealing with a lot. Yesterday was a long day. So listen, go do your race, Jason, and thank you again for thinking of me.
Yeah.
I know you got a lot going on, and I will see you guys soon.
All right, take care, dude.
Bye.
Bye, Matt.